everybody, it's Josh Alexander with Orange County Housing Market News, and this is your November 2020 Orange County Housing Market Update, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're now in the second week of November. So Starbucks has released their holiday cups. It's starting to finally cool down in Southern California. And traditionally, during this time of year, in most years, I've been talking month after month at this point about how we've been in a fall market for the housing market, how inventory as well as demand have been going down steadily over the last couple months. But this is 2020, so of course it's going to be different. So because of COVID, because of the extremely low interest rates we've had, we really haven't seen the summer market stop. So the housing market has been firing on all cylinders, all the way up to just a few weeks ago when we're finally starting to see some indication that the fall housing market has arrived. Now, traditionally, the housing market seasons arrive a little bit ahead of the actual seasons in Southern California. So traditionally, you start seeing that decline happen sometime at the end of August, early September when kids go back to school. But this year, because of everything going on, we're really firing on all cylinders all the way up until a few weeks ago. So we are just starting to finally see the first signs of the housing fall market starting, just in time for the housing winter market to start, because the housing winter market usually starts around Thanksgiving when you start seeing a more dramatic decrease in both supply and demand in the housing market. So this year's fall market is really going to be condensed down from 3 months all the way to about 3 weeks. Okay, so buyers, what does this mean for you? So as a buyer, interest rates are still at all-time lows. In fact, last week, for the 12th week this year, interest rates hit another all-time low for a 30-year fixed mortgage. They were averaging right around the 2.78%. This week, they did jump up a little bit, most likely due to the information we got about the COVID vaccine being 90% effective, as well as the majority of the election results behind us. The market has now stabilized a little bit, so it's not uncommon to see that when the market stabilizes, the interest rates go up a little bit. So 2.84% is still extremely low, so you want to keep that in mind. Still historically low compared to anything we've seen in the history of 30-year fixed mortgages. So if you've been thinking, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up, holidays are coming up, I think I'm gonna throw in the towel, I've been looking for weeks or months at this point, I just don't want to do it anymore. If you can stay persistent, you're going to be able to take advantage of these low interest rates and hopefully be able to get yourself into a home so you can lock in that low rate and save yourself thousands of dollars over the long term. So now is not the time to throw in the towel. You want to continue looking for homes if you can, because this year in particular, I have a feeling there'll be more homes hitting the market during the end of November and December than usual, because one, it's a very hot seller's market and sellers always want to sell their homes when it's a seller's market. But two, because of COVID, a lot of people that might have traditionally taken their house off the market because they didn't want to deal with buyers walking through when they have family over, friends over, doing Christmas or holiday celebrations. This year, because of COVID, maybe those sellers aren't doing those giant get-togethers, so they'd be more willing to keep their house on the market during the holiday season to take advantage of the very high demand that we're seeing and that we're expected to see throughout the rest of this year going into next year. So don't give up yet. If you can stay persistent, there's still a very good shot of you being able to get in a home by the end of the year. And over the last couple weeks, supply has been going down by about 1% per week, but demand has been going down a little bit more than that. So even though we're not anywhere near an equal or a buyer's market, instead of having to deal with maybe 6 or 7 offers per home you put an offer in on, maybe you're dealing with 2 to 3 because we're slowly transitioning into the winter market when you see less demand and less supply. So stay persistent and you're going to be able to lock yourself into that extremely low interest rate, and you'll be thanking yourself later if interest rates go up at some point next year. And another thing to remember as a buyer is we are having appreciation every single month. So right now, housing prices are still going up. So if you're saying, hey, I'll wait until January, February next year, that's just giving the housing market another couple months to appreciate. So you might not be able to afford the home that you could afford currently. So again, keep persistent. I know sometimes it's very discouraging when you're placing offers on homes and you're constantly getting rejected, But as long as you have a very good offer, go back to my previous videos, you'll be able to see some of the things you can do to structure your offer to make sure it's as appealing as possible to the seller. Make sure you're doing all of that. And again, give yourself the best chance you can to get into a home by the end of this year. Now, sellers, what does this market mean for you? Yes, we're still in a very hot seller's market, and it's going to remain that way through the rest of the year. So if you've been thinking, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up in only 2 weeks from now, and then we have the holiday seasons, do I really want to put my house up on the market right now? Is there really going to be interest? The answer is yes, because inventory is still 20% lower than it was last year, more than 20% lower than it was last year, and demand is more than 20% higher than it was last year. You're going to have a very good chance of selling your home before the end of the year if you get it on the market soon. So right now in all of Orange County, the expected market time is only about 39 days. So the time it takes from when you put the sign in your yard and place it on the MLS to when you get into escrow is only about 39 days. Now, to put that in perspective, last year at this point, we were looking at 80 days as the expected market time. So again, just more data to show you that as a seller, you'll be in a very good position for the rest of the year to be able to sell your home and sell your home at the very high end of market value. So speaking of market value, as a seller, you still need to make sure you're paying attention to what the latest comparable sales are in your neighborhood, because buyers, like I've said in previous videos, buyers have been in the market much longer than typical this time of year, and a lot of times they've been placing offer after offer. So what does this mean? It means they have a better understanding of the market and what the price ranges should be in the specific areas they're looking at. So if you overprice your home significantly, buyers are smart enough to know that, and you're not going to be getting those offers. So you want to make sure that, yes, you're pricing it on the high end of what the comparable sales are showing right now, because it is a seller's market still, but you want to make sure you're staying within that market value in order to make sure you're giving yourself the best shot at not only selling your home for top dollar, but still selling it quickly so it's not sitting on the market for months. So just to quickly summarize, instead of having a 3-month-long fall market this year, it's going to be condensed down to about 3 weeks. So we're just starting to see the impact of fall hitting the housing market right now, and we're going to be transitioning into the winter months and the winter market in about 2 weeks from now when Thanksgiving hits and people start saying it's the holiday season, I no longer want to put my home on the market, or I no longer want to look for homes, I just want to wait till next year. So I'll be back again to give you another market update 4 weeks from now to let you know where everything is, and then I'll be back again next week to start giving you some more buyer and seller tips, so stay tuned for those. And until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hey, real quick, if you found this video useful and you're interested in keeping up to date on what's going on in the Orange County housing market, or you just want to learn about how to purchase or sell a home in Orange County, please hit the bell as well as subscribe button below so you're the first to know every time I release a new video. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.